Hi guys, how are you? So we did got NFP data out here, and it was really good for me because I was expecting through the technicals that most probably like the data for the dollar would get stronger. So really happy about it. And just a sec, guys. So what was the general chance that I kind of like had a clue that the data would come positive because why we have been discussing this already, guys, that this was like a major support right here. So before we dive into like the further suspense, I want to like show you the data that actually came out. Really important stuff. Just a sec. So I wasn't expecting Canadian dollar, the employment change data to be that good. So it is the number of people employed in this month. So kind of like increased for Canadian dollar seems like they are doing good now. And unemployment rate specifically is see it was like even it is less than the previous month right here. So kind of like a great deal for them. And average hourly earnings monthly, it's approximately the same, and not much of a difference. Non-farm employment change, it is also basically the employment change that occurred. It is also the employment change that occurred, and it's you see the previous was less, but this time more people got recruited and unemployment rate has also decreased. So with a zero point 0.1 from this level, you see the data is all positive. We do have like University of Michigan consumer sentiments. We can take a utility of that as well, and then there is an inflation expectation as well. These are like minor but do have a significant impact. We can get some kind of a move. So what's next? That's the goal, to find what next. You see right here, we had enough evidence that price can go bullish from here. The reason was that this high wasn't touched at that time, right? I moved it yesterday. I moved this level to that level in the stream. So it kind of like makes sense that I was predicting the move on the upper side, and specifically my order got filled late because it was a pending order, and this is the high which I'm currently looking at for DXY, and the reason for moving this level was the expectation that it can go further up when specifically like the price couldn't break these lows around here. So when it didn't break, I was expecting a move on the upper side, and that's why I placed the pending on Euro USD. Now, guys, the most important thing to realize is we specifically don't need this right now, and what we need is a reaction around this level. This is the move which we are looking at right now. We And there's a highly likelihood that it's gonna continue right now with this kind of impressive data right now. So this is the structure right now that is being formed. You see in a bigger context that we did got break around here. See, price went up again, a double bottom and a triple bottom for this, and now this is the support right here, and price is pushing on the upper side. Now again we can expect this kind of structure for next week. I think the changes would be starting with the Trump stuff. On the other hand, you see, just skip this, and yeah, so on the other hand, you see right here, the most important stuff with the Canadian dollar, that the data came for the positive for the Canadian dollar as well. Most likely, I was expecting a move for the Canadian dollar to go on the upper side. But what ended up happening that we had this break right here. After that, the break isn't that significant either, because if you kind of like take this zone, we did got a break, but it's a bit minor. And on the other hand, price pullback and continued on the upper side. There is this order block right here. You see, price is giving some of the reactions, but with the great Canadian dollar data and on the pound data, we couldn't like see much of a reaction around here, and price can come down further right now up till here, but still I believe that dollar would take over and price would be pushed on the upper side further. We did got a break right here, so most likely the price would be pushed down a little bit for, and you see that the price is holding with high DXY momentum. Price is holding because you see this is a quote currency right here. So if the price is moving on the upper side, it seems like the Canadian dollar is getting weak, but they kind of like had a good performance data. So that's why price hasn't have any significant change right now. I hope it makes sense. So if the price comes down here, starts forming a range, then break, it can go down as well. But for now, price gonna hold right here, and until unless like some more catalyst performs the activity. USD CHF, wonderful move. We had an alert right here. The expectation was there that price gonna break on the upper side, and price did break. We didn't do any kind of error in here, so that was uh, a good break and a healthy break for us too, because it's not important that you are in a trade, but you have a bias, and that bias makes enough of a difference. See, I moved my high to that level. I could have placed my high up here, and I moved it yesterday as well. The reason, is simply the biasness that we had. Specifically, I would be removing this level. Now what's next is specifically this right here. We got a reaction around this point, so any sort of a pullback again to this range can give us a move on the upper side. Even this can even react, or price can feel continuously moving up towards this. So then we would be getting the reaction around the top of this channel. But on the other hand, you see if the price breaks this, we also have a small uh, high up here as well. So it's really important to take a note of these levels, because most likely price would be reaching to that top. Further, USD JPY, I was expecting a bigger break in USD JPY specifically. This was the level I had my alert placed on. So my alert was right there. So kind of like price, let me like use another thing. So this was an alert right here, which I was specifically looking that price can break through this level and can reach this level around here. So as per that, my alert got triggered, and it make enough sense right now. Now if we see the swing right here, the swing has been like that, constantly pushing on the upper side, and most likely price would be going on the upper side as well. And now it is really important that I specifically like mark a good swing. So let's see if we kind of like place our swing right here and can get a reaction. I believe it's still incomplete because there is no significant level specifically right now in order to see. Instead, we do have a small demand zone up here. So this kind of like you see it pushed on the downside and it moved up with that. But I think we can place it right there, because this is the kind of a swing which we got. Let's keep it for a while, if because there wasn't any kind of level specifically. We can get a reaction around this point as well. So most likely it would be breaking this high as well, because Michigan data is about to come. So I would be placing my alert here. 443. This is kind of like a structure which we are looking at. Most likelihood is like price can break on the upper side and move to that level. Guys, this was a trade. Unfortunately, my order got slipped. I entered the trade at this point right here, but I kind of like got filled in here. So of course, like when these kind of datas are coming, so we can't blame anybody. We we did got a reaction, really beautiful. I literally my profit level got hit here, so recovered quite a bit of a move in that sense. Let's see on the daily if we can like figure out a low. So this was the low which I was actually looking at. We did got a reaction. Now I do want to like move my principal focus or focus of interest to that bottom right now, because Here we can see some kind of reaction, and if the price kind of like breaks this level, this could be an other low right here. You see we do have a reaction around here, and then price can go there and there on the downside. So for the convenience right now, I would be like putting my lows right here, because if the price takes this level, price can go further on the downside. Although we did got a pullback reaction out here, it's like, you know, difficult to estimate the full processes right now that price can push on the downside. We did got a reaction around here, but the way price is like pulling back can go further downside, or even like form a double bottom right here. So because data is far more positive than expectation, and you see right here price is kind of like stopping. And on the other end, if you see, like, we did got a break around here, did got a break around here, and we got a break around here. So any sort of structure like that can further push the market on the downside. It's around about like 2 hours left exactly to the Michigan data that would be coming right now. We did got a small reaction at this point, so let's keep it right there. On the other hand, this low is 2105. I would like place my alert right here. If the price comes back, we should be aware about that. Now, Euro GBP. Euro GBP gave us a breakout of this level around here. Then there was a small pullback in order to continue. We did got a reaction around here. Most likelihood was the reaction with most likelihood I was expecting the price would be taking this high, because with this intensity right here, I believe that there was enough of a push on the upper side. So right now, which we are looking at, this is an alert placed right here, and this is the high. So price is in a good momentum right now, so let's see. But we did got a pullback around here with this push on the upper side. With the break from here, we did got a good momentum. Euro odd. This was the trade, guys, which I kind of like took in euro odd. With this candle right here, I was expecting a peak formation high, and was hoping that price can push down, but it it didn't, and it held this level so beautifully. Like right here, you see right here that price kind of like broke out of the range, this small range, couldn't break on the downside, but instead it's going on the upper side. We do have like an order block right here, which is being tested right now. On the There is also, like, you see the break that occurred, and with the break, now price is trying to go on the upper side, taking out the people who just like sold around here. Most likely price can push down, but not in the current stage. And if the price takes this level, price can go on the upper side, and we can get a reaction around here as well. Euro NZD. Yesterday I took the position right here. I even posted it in the community, but this trade didn't went well. So the idea was that if the price broke out of this structure, price kind of pulled back, then there was a there was again a move on the upper side on the buy side, taking out these highs, and I was most probably expecting that the price can go on the downside, and there was a break too. So quite a legit setup in my view, but price couldn't like sustain this downtrend and kind of like started moving on the upper side. So the most likelihood is that price would be giving us a three touches here, like one, two, and number three right here. Then we might get a reaction around here like that. So it's it's quite legit in its own sense. I do want to like move the upper levels because the low here is 30.01, and yeah, so I would be moving my level down there because I believe it's a significant swing to push the price on the upper side. But let's see how the reaction occurs. The alert which we have placed right here for locking our profits, it we don't need it because we need to plan the setup again. Eurocad Eurocad gave a amazing setup, guys. As we discussed that the data for the Canadian dollar was quite positive. We did got a break around here. Price push on the upper side, taking the liquidity around here. We did got a liquidity price pullback. Here the price broke the structure, and there was a small range formation and the price dumped down. Now you see how efficiently it is holding this demand zone right here, and I would be moving this level up here. A great move on the downside, specifically for the CAD, and most likelihood is if the price breaks this level, we do have a gap right here. Price can go directly down towards that level, and even we can get a reaction around here. So let's wait for a swing. If we can get a swing right here, price can creep on the upper side like that, testing these levels, then coming back down, and then can move towards downside like that. In order to determine the level right here, we do have a reaction. There is no confirmed point right now. This is a type of an order block right here, but with this gap, I think it's significant right now to not make the level Euro JPY. Each time we are getting the reaction. We do have an order block right here as well. So I was most probably like expecting that the price can hold right here, but it's coming down right here. We had a break right here. We had a break on the downside, and now the price is pushing on the upper side. This is the order block where we got a reaction around. So price kind of like gave us a move on the downside and then pulled back, and now on the continuation towards the downside like that. Euro CHF. So Euro CHF is, if we see the bigger picture right here, this is a kind of a structure which we are looking at, and there was a breakout around here. Price made like a head and shoulder above here. Price pushed on the downside. After that, again, this demand zone. We had this demand zone right here. Price came back to this demand zone. Price pushed with a high momentum. Then uh, This is a demand zone actually where the price we got a reaction, a good peak formation low right here, and price pushed on the upper side with the high intensity breakdown there. And if the price had broken down there like that, we could have gotten a move. But right now, the structure is not clear and it's kind of like a neutral structure. And I believe that we have to wait. This is an alert right here that has been placed. We have got a multiple touch reactions around here. And if the price reaches to that level, we can get some kind of momentum push on the downside. And if it breaks, we can go on the upper side as well. Pound is in a bad condition, guys. We had a break around here, then we got a break around here. See the low hanging fruit trade, price went down around here, and see right here we did got a reaction and price broke its own low. If you see the pound specifically, like on the pre NFP, you would be like witnessing that the price was forming this high, and then there was a big dump downside because of the data. So right now, the lows which I was aiming for is right here. We did got a good reaction with this stuff, and you see that how I was aiming for the further downside right here. We had a good reaction. So now it's just the idea that if the price form, either the price would be forming a peak formation low down there, or on the other hand, like what I mean by peak formation is that if this is a significant low right now, so then we can just like wait for a reaction breakout, further breaking out, then we can actually understand. So this is the kind of a level which we are looking at, the most significant level right here, that if we get a breakout around here, then we can expect a move on the other side. But until and unless, we can expect pound making more lower lows further. A euro odd, we didn't get a much of a reaction, but still the price is actually at its demand zone right here. So most important thing is that we did got a reaction around here, and price is kind of like still in our range right here. If the price takes this level, then we would be like looking at the what could be the next progress right here. There was a break right here, there was a break right here, and right now price is in kind of in a neutral zone as well, so not much of an activity. GBP and ZD right here in front of you. This was kind of like a trade that I logged yesterday, day before yesterday, that this kind of move after price actually reacted around here. So now price kind of like pulled back, and we did got a small reaction around here, but it's not significant that price can be pushed on the downside. Let's see that how New Zealand Kiwi reacted so that we can understand. So GBP CAD right here is breaking its level. The Canadian dollar pushed pound a lot more than my expectations. We did got a reaction around here. So Canadian dollar gave us a great move in that sense. So now what I believe is that if we start looking this, putting a level right here, so it would make more difference. And we do have a small order block right here, a gap down there, so price is pushing that level further. Let's see where price kind of like holds the level. Pound yen, really important pair. We did got a reaction around here, so it was a reaction around this point after taking the liquidity around these levels. because all those people who were buying around here now got stopped out. Price went up, but it is kind of like now continuing on the downside, and possibly like price would be pushing on the downside further. We did got a reaction around here. You see like the momentum of the candle is reduced. Should we consider this as a good swing point? I believe we can. This is a small range which we are looking at right now. So we did got a reaction around here. Let's see that if the price reaches to this level and then further break on the downside. Seems much legit, but the range looks really small. I want to remove this level because I believe that price can push on the downside further. This is our main level right here. So most likely the price would be breaking this zone and coming on the downside. GBPCHF, we did got a reaction around here, but this was like a not a kind of a setup which we are looking at. So most likely price would be reaching to this level, then we can even decide. We do have a small order block right here, and even price can go on the downside like that, because you see like there's a big sell-off that has happened. Euro AUD USD gave us a push on the downside. The levels which we were looking at was around this, and we can see right here, this is a daily chart right now. So I was looking and aiming for this level, that there might be a reaction around this, but price like significantly broke these levels and continuously coming on the downside. And now I believe that if it actually continues on the downside, we can get a reaction around this point. This could be the level now, although it's like super on the downside, but the idea remains the same, that price has the intensity to go downside. And you see right here, it's so much now that it's getting difficult to even watch it specifically. But we don't even have a swing point, and even price can go on the downside right now. And if the price takes this level on the downside, this would give us a wonderful move on for a pullback on the upper side. But this is a bit hard to decide right now, that which low is significant. On the other hand, guys, like if the price kind of like holds this level and give us a pullback on the upper side, breaking this level can give us a move on the upper side like that. Let me make it more clear for you guys. So right here, this is the structure which we are looking at, and you see we did got a reaction around here. Price push down like that, breaking these lows. Until and unless like this day would be completed, so on the weekend, specifically on Saturday when the market stops, we can just like understand the low. But for now, putting it at that downside, it's a bit difficult. Let's keep it there and move further. We're gonna see this setup later because it's a bit incomplete right now on the downside. This was a difficult setup. We see right here that uh, AUD and ZD has been making a channel like that, pushing on the upper side. So most likely my alert is placed right here in front of you. So if the price triggers this, then we would be seeing that what could be the next opportunity. Difficult setup. AUD CAD gave us a great reaction. I would be bringing my lows down there because we did got a reaction. See how level to level things came, and most likely is that the price would be taking this low. We do have a significant lows around here. We have this low right here. Price can even come back down there. Price can come back down there. And although this isn't a perfect situation, but still price reaching to that level is really important, because you see right here how price came back down there and the reaction occurred. So now as the price is constantly like taking these lows, our next low could be this. So I would be placing my alert right here, because I currently believe that price can come on the downside. Now AUD JPY. So you see this structure right here is super good, in a sense that there was a breakout that happened. Price started forming a channel on the upper side, but there is a still significant sellers out here. And at this point on the on this order block, we did got a reaction right here in front of you, and now price is pushing on the downside. Most likelihood is that price would be pushing on the downside further, completing the range. We also got a reaction around this order block. I would be keeping that. This can give us a great setup like in a coming week. The reason is that there are significant breaks right here. There's significant breaks right here. So any kind of move further can continue towards the downside, reaching to this demand zone right here. AUDCHF couldn't like give us much of a reaction, although I was looking at this level around here. You see right here there was a breakout, and price was forming a structure. I was expecting that price can like even push on the downside further, but it's still holding. So let's remove this level and see that how any kind of like formations happen. New Zealand USD was significantly weak, and you see the way it is further pushing on the downside. We have to move our lows towards the downside, because most likely like Aussies, Kiwis would be taking the levels down there. Any kind of reaction around that point can give us a significant move. This alert was specifically based on some lows right here. I can't recall it, but now this alert is not functional. So this is type of structure which we are looking at. See, the idea is we did got a small order block right here. This was the low, and even this was a significant low. Price broke out of this low and is trying to push on the downside. We did got a reaction around this point. So in that case, if we got a reaction around this kind of like the level kind of like triggered the move. Let's see how If the price pulls back, we can get a significant move further on the downside. In Kiwi, it was a beautiful break right here. You see how extended candle is right now. So right here, the way price is pushing right now, most likely is that the price would be taking these lows with the high momentum candles. Although it might stop right now, but on the weekend we might get some kind of, after the next week we can get a reaction around here. So I want to like zoom out and go on the lower time frame. There's a break here. Now guys, we know that there is a significant break in the CAD specifically on the currency pairs, so any sort of a pullback can continue on the downside like that. This was kind of like an expectation here. We had like a good significant resistance around here, sorry, a support around here, so it kind of like broke it. So now we don't need this. Let's see how the price reached through this downside channel. Okay, so for NZD I was waiting for this level right here. I have placed my alert already, but we didn't get a significant move on NFP right now, so let's keep it like that, the same way it is. There's not much of the changes right now that needs to be done. CAD CAD yen has like been a great player in a sense that we did got a breakout. Although you see like the CAD is a base pair right here, so their data was really good, but we couldn't get a good move on the upper side. And if we had gotten a good move up here, so any sort of pullback can give us a good opportunity for the further move. But really important to remember right now is we didn't even get a downside break, so seems like there is enough likelihood that price can be pushed on the upper side and it can give us a wonderful trade. Right now it's a neutral zone. Let's place our alert right above here. This is what we are looking at. So any kind of touches around there and break on the further side, because you see like we did got a break around here, then we got a break around here. So now this could be a third break around this point, and this is what I kind of like believe that price is pushing on the upper side. CAD CHF has given us a good breakout, guys. Amazing breakout. This was kind of like the expectation which I was looking at. What ended up happening that first we were looking at this level, price started giving us a reaction. See how difficult it was for the price to like hold this level, and with this data the price kind of like broke out. Now we understand that the Canadian dollar is getting stronger for these minor pairs. Right here we just shifted, and this is a beautiful break that we got around here. So any sort of pullback can give us a continuation trade on the upper side, and I believe that this is high likelihood there would be high likelihood trade that would be occurring. And CHF JPY is couldn't hold this level and coming down here. Really important structure. Most likelihood the price would be reacting around this level, and I would be placing my alert right here. So yeah, this is how the structure looking, really significant structure, guys. But this structure is quite complicated in a sense that we did got a break around here, and we got a selling break around here, the retest level, and price is pushing on the downside. It was kind of like a easy trade, guys. You see, it all happened around this order block right here in front of you, and now price is pushing on the downside. Quite significant. So DXY specifically, yeah, so this is what a kind of a reaction which we are looking at. So guys, have a great day. I think we have discussed everything, and only the significant levels. Trade from the levels right here. You see price has been reversing and can go further on the upper side. These kind of like wicks kind of like shows that price has the potential to go up, but with this intense move, the big players didn't got filled, so they would be like creating a scenario, taking out the liquidity, and can even like come down there. Doesn't mean that it would be in the sell structure. It's still in the bullish. So let's see that how actually the impact occurs. So really happy with NFP today. Take care, friends.